In the quiet depths of your mind, where a single thought can ripple like a stone in still water, what if that ripple could reshape your entire world? Imagine discovering that the greatest barriers aren't outside us, but within, waiting for one moment of awakening to dissolve forever. Listen closely. This tale of transformation will linger in your soul long after the words fade. Once, by the banks of a winding river in an ancient town, there dwelled a seeker of scraps, a man who wandered the paths where travelers crossed, his hand forever outstretched for kindness from strangers. Day after day, he gathered just enough to survive, his eyes dimmed by the weight of endless want. But one fateful dawn, as mist rose from the waters, a serene merchant appeared on the trail, his robes flowing like the river itself, carrying an air of quiet abundance. The wanderer, sensing opportunity in the merchant's poised grace, approached with hope flickering in his chest. "Spare a token for one in need," he whispered. But the merchant paused, his gaze steady as a mountain, and replied softly, "Tell me, friend, do you only receive, or have you ever offered a gift to the world?" The words hung in the air like autumn leaves, catching the wanderer off guard. He stammered, "I am but a shadow on these paths. What could I possibly give?" The merchant's eyes softened with wisdom. "If you see yourself as empty-handed, then emptiness is all you'll hold. Life flows in cycles, like this river. To draw from its depths, you must first pour in." With that, he continued on his way, leaving the wanderer alone with the echo of truth rippling through his thoughts. That night, under a canopy of stars, the wanderer lay awake, the merchant's voice weaving through his mind like threads of silk. To receive, I must give first. For days he wandered without asking, his spirit churning like the river's currents. Then, on the third morning, as sunlight danced on the water's edge, he noticed smooth pebbles scattered along the shore, each one unique, polished by time, holding stories of the earth's patient embrace. A spark ignited within him. What if I offer these gifts of the river in exchange for what comes my way? With gentle hands, he gathered a few, their cool weight grounding him. Returning to the paths, he held one out to a passerby who offered a small coin. "Take this," he said with a quiet smile, "a token from the depths to remind you of life's flow." To his wonder, the traveler's face lit up, accepting the pebble with gratitude. Words spread like whispers on the wind. More came, drawn by this simple exchange. When his pebbles ran low, the gifts dwindled, but when he offered them freely, abundance returned tenfold. It is the cycle, he realized, his heart swelling with revelation. People seek not just to give, but to connect, to receive a piece of the world's quiet magic in return. One serene evening, as twilight painted the river gold, the merchant returned. The wanderer approached, eyes alight. "Today I have something for you. In exchange, a pebble from the river's heart." The merchant smiled deeply, placing coins in his palm and taking the stones. "You have awakened, my friend. No longer a mere seeker, you are now a guardian of the flow." As the merchant vanished into the dusk, a profound stillness settled over the wanderer. He pondered long into the night. Am I truly transformed? Then, like a lotus blooming from mud, clarity emerged. I am not a beggar of fate. I am a steward of exchange. These pebbles aren't charity. They are bridges between souls. Emboldened, he left the riverbanks that day, vowing to nurture this seed of insight. 6 months later, by those same winding waters, two figures met, both cloaked in purpose. One recognized the other with a spark of memory. "Have our paths crossed before?" he asked. The former wanderer grinned warmly. "Twice in this very place, once when you awakened me to giving, and again when we shared the river's gifts." The merchant's eyes widened in awe. "You, the seeker by the shore?" Laughter flowed like water. "That was me, but now I tend a thriving trade in river treasures, pebbles, shells, whispers of the deep, journeying far to share their peace." Stunned, the merchant whispered, "What shifted the currents?" The trader's voice grew steady, profound. "You revealed the eternal truth. We harvest only what we sow. I was never truly empty. I simply needed to see the abundance within." They parted as kindred spirits, each stepping into the flow of their destinies. Remember, our essence is molded by the visions we hold. See yourself as a droplet in the ocean, small yet boundless, and the universe will mirror your depth. When inner sight shifts, so does the path ahead. If this tale stirred the quiet waters of your soul, like and subscribe to Deep River Tales for more stories that awaken the spirit. Share your reflections in the comments below. What hidden gift will you offer the world today? Until our paths cross again, flow gently.